If you had told me heading into week number 8 that we would be 5-2, I would have told you you're a liar, and I don't believe you. And even though our team is kind of outperforming what I thought they would be doing so far this season, I'm looking ahead to the draft because look how many draft picks we have on the left-hand side here. Projected to be the 1st, the 3rd, the 6th, and the 23rd pick in the first round. Now, I doubt we use all of those. I'll use some of those as trade bait for future drafts, but I can at least make sure that I get the guy that I want to get at the top. Now, a couple left tackles is what I'm looking at basically here, a left end, a middle linebacker. As you guys can see, there's some good solid prospects here, but let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Out of the people I've targeted so far, who is the best prospect on my board? Derek Hall is pretty legit. I have some good running backs already, but the guy that I'm kind of thinking I absolutely want is DeMarco Wembley. A- catching, A- spectacular catching, B+ release. There's some good talent here for sure. Navarro Bowman is almost healthy, but they're trying to see if I want to let him play one more game. Honestly, with our team being 5-2 and outperforming, I'm saying we start the backup in Joe Schobert and let Navarro Bowman get fully healthy. Here's also a snapshot of how our team is performing so far. Tyrod's had a solid season, a lot more interceptions than I anticipated, but as you remember, he had a lot in one game, I believe 3 or 4 in one game early in the year, and that's definitely hurt him. Since we traded Carlos Hyde to the Denver Broncos, Sony Michel has actually stepped up pretty hard here. I mean, 5 touchdowns so far, almost 300 yards. He had over 100 in his last game, his first game as a starter. I'm anxious to see what he does here against a tough Minnesota Vikings defense in today's game. In the year, David Njoku again leading us in total receptions, but not far behind him is Jarvis Landry, who's literally just one behind, but 6 receiving touchdowns. Josh Gordon with 4, Des Bryant with 2. Honestly, Des Bryant hasn't been great. I doubt we resign him, but maybe that's why we'll look at a good young receiver in the upcoming draft. And on defense, Christian Kirksey with Myles Garrett are our top 2 tacklers. Myles Garrett, though, leading us, I believe, with 4.5 sacks. Oh, excuse me, Emmanuel Ogbah, 5.5 sacks. Myles Garrett with 4.5, and then interceptions. Let's see what we got here. We have Kirksey with 2, TJ Carey with 2, and then Bowman, Gaines, and Schobert all have 1. In today's game, we're heading across the pond to London, and we're playing in the beautiful Wembley Stadium. Now, I'm excited about this. We're taking our talents all the way across to England, where everyone is excited to watch us play, but this is going to be a tough one. The Minnesota Vikings are a ridiculously tough team. They're loaded on offense, they're loaded on defense. Kirk Cousins is now their quarterback, and hopefully he's going to be prone to a couple of interceptions today. But our defense, I need them to step up big. Now, the biggest issue for our team coming into today's game is obviously stopping Kirk Cousins. This dude got paid a whole lot of money. I mean, seriously, Kirk, can a man borrow $1? Not a lot. That is just $1, man. I could use $1. But so far, Kirk Cousins has shown that he can deal with the pressure. Now, he's going to hand it off here to Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook's trying to find a little bit of room, but we are going to stop him at the 9. But this play right here, these kind of downs, 3rd and 4 inside the red zone, these are why Kirk Cousins is getting paid the big money. Now, will the Vikings regret paying this dude the money, or is he actually going to show up? Let's find out here. Now, we got a little bit of pressure on him. We're going to try to get over to him. Kirk Cousins turns backwards, squares up, throws a dot, and he found his receiver for a big touchdown, and we're going to be down 7. Now, we found ourselves in the red zone, and we need to try to get some points on the board. Denzel Ward got beat in the last play, and he's a rookie. We're going to have moments like that, but for the most part, he's been solid. We need him to step in up huge the rest of this game because things are looking dicey. But look at Tyrod Taylor. He says, oh, don't mind me. You're looking for the pass. And Tyrod said, I'm going to scamper in. I'm going to hit him a little bit of that Drake dance real quick. And we got our first points of the game, tying things up at 7. And we played fantastic defense in the last drive, and we stopped the Vikings from putting any points on the board. They punted it, went out of bounds, and now we got the ball on the 20-yard line. And we're going to try to let our young rookie running back, Sony Michel, put up some yards, and so far he's been stifled by this tough defense. I honestly think if we can get the passing game going, that the running game is going to get opened up a whole lot against this defense. Now, I'm a little nervous because they're sitting in the perfect zone coverage, so Tyrod says, don't mind me, we're going to use the legs one more time. Tyrod does get hit out of bounds, but he now has 26 rush yards after about 15 on that play. Tyrod has been brilliant so far again in today's game. We got the 2-minute warning basically right here. Little play action fake, he's going to try to scramble out. Tyrod's going to get hit in the back, and we give the man a comment, and then our offensive line just completely lets him down. Second and a whole lot of yards here. We're going to see if we can get Sony Michel involved in the passing game. A little bit of a halfback screen there. He's got some room. He's going to scamper out to the edge. We're going to get him out of bounds. Smart play by the young rookie. Gets out of bounds, gets the first down, and now we still have 3 timeouts and a whole lot of clock left. I'm trying to see if we can get Jarvis Landry involved in this game at some point, because for the most part today, he has not been super involved. And Tyrod is going to get sacked again. Great coverage. Might have had Njoku down. Now, call me crazy if you've heard this before, but Tyrod Taylor just got injured there, which means that Baker Mayfield is back in the game. And we saw him in the previous week. He was doing really well. What can Baker do here? Well, Baker is going to do just what Tyrod did. He's going to get sacked. So with 3rd down and 20, this basically seems impossible. The Vikings have been putting pressure on us nonstop, and you got to imagine this one's going to be tough. Now we're going to see one thrown deep across. Nearly intercepted, nearly caught, but it is going to be blocked away by Harrison Smith, and it's 4th and 20. Now with 30 seconds left, the Vikings did again struggle, and we have an opportunity to return a punt. And if you're looking for news on Tyrod Taylor, well, the jury says he got a rib injury. We don't know if he's going to be coming back in today's game, so it could be Baker Mayfield the rest of the ball game. Now we're going to see our young fella get all the way out here. He's going to run a little bit. Duke Johnson Jr. again, lots of speed for him. He's going to hit him with a spin move. They are going to drop him at, looks like the 27. A lot of movement, a lot of running, but not a ton of yards gained. Some coaches might opt to, run the ball here, chew the clock a little bit, but not our coach, not Coach Vini. Now, we got an opportunity here. We try to get Jarvis involved a little bit. He's got a Trey Waynes on him in one-on-one coverage. Beautiful block out there, and still Baker, no completions on the day for him. 2nd down and 10. Again, Baker's still looking for his first completion of the ball game. He's tried some pretty crazy ones so far, and they just haven't worked out for him. Now, Seth DeVolve is going to get taken down here at the 45. Possibly one more shot for the end zone here. 6 seconds left, and basically a dream because we have no timeout. So we're going to see Jarvis Landry deep. We're going to give it up to him again. What can he do here? He caught it, which is the good news, but the bad news is that, well, it's not going to matter. So going at halftime, Jarvis Landry kind of hyped up. Baker Mayfield has 2 completions under his belt, but it's still a tie ball game, and our starting quarterback, he might be out for the rest of the game. So we're going to start the second half with a tie ball game still, and Baker Mayfield is still in the game. I have a feeling that we're not going to see Tyrod Taylor the rest of the afternoon. Now scampering around a little bit, we're going to see Josh Gordon catch it, and I believe immediately drop it. Another incompletion here for the Browns. This Vikings defense has been no joke so far, and if we're going to make Baker Mayfield's day any easier, we have to get Sony Michel involved in this running game, and so far, not good. 3rd and 9. Baker was trying to get a conversion. I don't know if he actually has a 3rd down conversion yet today. And here, finally, Josh Gordon, the reliable hands there. Dropped a couple earlier, gets a big one there. Coach is not ready to give up on this running game, though. Look, the pass game starting to click a little bit. Can the running game get going? We got an opportunity to run a little bit to the edge here. You'll see Sony Michel. Oh, a nice juke move. Okay, showing some signs there. Still 20 yards on the day. Got Duke Johnson in the slot here. Finally seen him in the game as a receiver. Going across the middle, we're going to give Duke the ball. Let the man make some plays in the open field. That is why we moved him to wide receiver. We got to give him more time there, but he made a big play. After a couple successful plays here, coach says, okay, it's time for a little bit of trickeration. So Sony Michel moves into the backfield, but he's there by himself. Baker Mayfield, well, he's stretched out to the left-hand side. Now Sony's going to try to get to the edge. He's looking to get something. He does an awkward split and loses 3 yards on the Wildcat. If you're looking for the Vikings game plan, it seems to be just to not allow any rushing yards at all today. I mean, they are sitting pretty heavily on this run. Now we're going to run a little bit with Baker here, try to stretch his legs a little bit, get out of bounds, but I got a feeling it's coming back because it feels like a holding penalty, and Coach Vini, he's not happy at all. Somebody's running laps. 2nd and 23 after an unfortunate holding penalty comes back to bite us. You'll see Baker again gets swarmed in the backfield. Lots of good coverage there, and another sack for the Vikings. If there's one thing we want to make sure we upgrade in the offseason, it has got to be this offensive line. They have been horrible today in allowing sacks, not really giving our quarterbacks very much time at all to do what they need to do. Now we're going to see a guy open here. David Njoku's going to catch that one. They're going to bring him down to 34, but I think it's going to be enough for a field goal here with 4th and 3 coming up. So we are going to line up here to try to kick a field goal. And Zane Gonzalez drill it. It's going to be close. Accuracy wasn't perfect there. This one's up, and this one is going to be good. I think he could have went for maybe 10 more yards there. 10-7 lead now for the Browns. Our defense has been stepping up pretty huge, and honestly, points are hard to come by right now, but we have a 10-7 lead with 3rd down and 2. We're going to try and get a conversion here. Now, great blitz pickup, and Baker again gets sacked. Had a guy across the middle, possibly, but Linval Joseph for his 2nd sack of the game. There's a lot of pressure on the Vikings to get a stop here. They have so many sacks, probably about 5 or 6 so far today. A lot of them being on Baker, a couple here, obviously on Tyrod earlier. But look at Sony Michel finally getting involved a little bit in the passing game, getting a 1st down, and the chains keep on moving. Finding ourselves here with another big 3rd down again. Baker Mayfield back in shotgun, little play action fake there. Got a guy across the middle. He's going to find him. Jarvis Landry made a move. It was a $20 move, but a 10-cent finish because he dropped it. After that horrible move there by Landry, we're going to try and kick this field goal. Gonzalez is perfect, 2 for 2 on the day, I believe, so far. This one goes up, excuse me, 1 for 1 on the day. Now he's 2 for 2 in the day. Gets another field goal to extend our lead to 6 points. Now the Vikings have a turnover, and now we're in a good spot. Look, up 6 in field goal territory again, but we're trying to get a touchdown here. Sony Michel's going to take the handoff. He's going to move his way through. Again, not a ton of yards for him. He only has 35 in the day. But we'll take the 1st down. Now, unfortunately, we didn't do very well there on that offensive drive, so we are going to be forced to get another field goal. But Zane Gonzalez right now, he has the most points in the game, 3 field goals, 9 total points, and he's outscored the Vikings by himself. It feels like we're never going to play defense again because our team has been huge, but look who just came back in the game. Tyrod Taylor is back here. Now, Baker, I think, played pretty well, took a lot of sacks that I didn't want to see. But Tyrod took a lot earlier in this game too. And we'll see Taylor run around a little bit. Again, he's got some room. He's going to try to get a block. He ends up stepping out at the 3, but we'll take it. Another big first down for the guy who's battling a bruised rib injury. Up here at the line of scrimmage, 1st and goal now for the Browns. Got to expect some sort of blitz is coming. Oh, they're actually sitting back and being pretty patient. But look at this. Tyrod's going to throw one to Jarvis Landry, and another big touchdown for the leading receiver on this ball club. This is a huge moment of the game. 2:30 left. We're up huge in this point, 24-7. But you got to imagine they're going to go for it here on 4th down and 2. So Schobert's ready to get a blitz going. He's going to come in. He's going to go in and kill Dalvin Cook. Best play of the game by our defense. And we're going to walk in here with, I believe, a huge W. We're in the 4th quarter. Minnesota has all their timeouts left again. I don't think there's any chance for them to really come back here. But we want to try to make sure we seal the deal and don't let them get the ball back at all. But unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. Cousins is going to fumble it. And look at this. We're going to walk out of here with the huge W. The big fella, Ogunjobi, is going to get in there. He's coming off of an injury. The Browns are destroying the Vikings. This was all done, folks. What ended up being a bad game for the Vikings early on got to be extremely bad. I mean, we were tied up at 7-7 at one point, and then the Browns said, oh, don't mind us. We're going to put on a whole lot of unanswered points. The running game wasn't really there. The passing game, we had some injuries. Baker Mayfield again came in, played serviceable. But Tyrod again got the job done when this team needed him the most. There's a little bit of a QB controversy, but for now, I think it's still Tyrod's job. If we check the stats today, again, Baker Mayfield 8 for 13, an extremely accurate game for him for just under 150 yards and a 61% completion rate. Kirk Cousins had a touchdown and not a very good game for him with 2 interceptions. And Tyrod actually had a brilliant game from a QB rating perspective, 7 of 9, 80 yards, 77% completion rate, and 1 touchdown. The running game for our team saw better days previously because we had 20 attempts with 53 yards for Sony Michel, which again, not ideal. Dalvin Cook ran for 70, Tyrod Taylor 4 for 43 and 1 touchdown. We got to keep that man upright and stop letting him take hits when he's back there at QB. Not much to really gloat about here in the receiving side either. Kendall Wright led them with 5 for 34 with Kyle Rudolph having just a few more yards. Des Bryant was 4 for 32. Josh Gordon was 2 for 28. Had a couple of yards, had a big drop, and then we obviously saw Jarvis Landry 2 catches and 1 touchdown. Defensively, there were a couple of subs, but the guys that I want to call out again are Christian Kirksey, 11 total tackles, 1.5 sacks, and then Myles Garrett, 7 tackles, 2 sacks. These guys are by far the captains of this defense.